are live.
Welcome, welcome. What a beautiful day. We were just talking. Things are hectic the day before Thanksgiving, where we celebrate gratitude. So, what a wonderful way to have a gratitude
Yes,
session. Un
to
cafecito.
just be together. Exactly. And thank you, all of you who are joining today, who are getting ready to be with family, with loved ones, with friends, and just celebrate, be grateful for this year, which m- can be could have been chaotic for some of us or not, but still there's a lot to be. This is a moment for reflection and just to look at all the things, the positive, right, the silver lining as we move forward, and that's exciting.
Absolutely.
So, Sandra, we have a lot to be grateful for. um,
We do. We do. And, I just had a conversation, and I want to bring this up because I think it's important. I just had a conversation as, many of us are volunteering and doing things in the community, and just having the opportunity to see things and the conversations of people feeling, like they don't have community, or they have hard things happening. And we were just kind of talking about just what I've observed here, as we're doing, I think I shared that we were doing like turkey giveaways, but just hearing some of the things in the community, and some of the issues, amongst, underserved communities, which is tremendously sad to hear, but I think we can't neglect speaking about it, because there's a lot of people in need, and there's a lot of people that are struggling. There's a lot of families that are going through some hard times. I mean, to you crying kind of stuff, a husband that they were legally married, pero perdió la esposa, the wife died, and he's got 4 kids he's raising by himself. Like these stories, that are exist within our community that affect more than one individual. Um, I think we certainly, people are like, well, things can be better for sure, and things are worse for many families out there. So this is definitely a time to lend a hand and see how you could support, and see what you can do to provide and to reach out to some of these communities, because um, it's hard to, it's wonderful to be grateful for what we have, and the things that are going on in our life and in our sphere, but it's also important to recognize that that is not necessarily always the norm, that there are people struggling. And I just wanted to bring that up because this I just heard a lot of sad stories this week, that, we want to do so much to help, we where we can. I think it's important that we do that. Um, because we are grateful. We are grateful for a lot of things that, as an organization, that is going on. We are grateful for, the connections and the wonderful people, um, that are sorry, I thought I froze. And the wonderful people that are
yep.
in community, that are like, listen, I never had community. I feel amazing that there's a group of Latinas, and I feel seen. And my accent is very strong. I have, where I live is not predominantly Latina. This is actually, you're the first Latina that I'm talking to in this state. I'm like, for real, but it's wonderful to hear that. It's wonderful to hear that people are finding community and camaraderie, because we get it. We get being not from here and not from there, right? Just said, if I go, yo soy nací en Puerto Rico, right? Pero if I go to Puerto Rico, I'm not Puerto Rican enough, and I'm here, I'm certainly not American enough for the status quo. So, this is a community that we can, come together, and people feel seen and heard and empowered. And I am truly grateful for that.
Yes, absolutely. And I think we've seen a lot of you this last couple of weeks because we've been all around in different spaces and places. Our Atlanta chapter just had their Friendsgiving mixer as well and came together in community. And I think what you talk about is really important, Sandra, to know that we're not alone, to know that whatever challenge, whatever thing that we're facing, we don't have to face it alone. there's a group of people that you can lean into, whether you know them or you don't. Know that we are here, that you can send us a message, that and we'll figure something out, right? Because it is that sense of community that can give us the just the breath of fresh air and energy to say, okay, I can get through this, because times are tough, right? And for, like you said, there's a lot of stories out there, um, and I think they're all equally important and valuable because there are realities, but just recognizing that if we hold hands, if we're lend a hand, if we lend a shoulder, sometimes we just need to lend an ear to listen to what other people are going through, and that can really make a difference. And I think it's been spectacular what we've seen and what we've heard from all of our members in these last couple of weeks, and what we have in store for 2025 in terms of continuing to expand and grow this community of amazing Latinas. That what we all want is just to better ourselves, to better our families, to better the spaces that we're in, the other people that we are with, because we have a positive outlook on the impact that we create. And yes, we're definitely not alone. We're thankful, and that is amazing. Thank you
Hi,
to everybody
Cecilia.
who's joining
Hi,
on the comments and on the chat.
yep, yep. Marcella, we have Marcella here. We have Cecilia here, and amongst all of us, we all have resources, right? We
Yes.
all have resources that maybe they are natural to you, or the connections that you have. Like, we need to have more of these spaces where people can share their resources, because oftentimes what you give, and this is the season of giving, right? The more that we can give, the more that comes back to us. And it's not about you having less. It is the universe, with the abundant universe that we are blessed to be in, is going to bless you back, right? So when someone's in need, or someone needs a contact at a particular organization, or somebody needs a position, where they're leaving their current position, we want to be able to open up our resources and open up what we have and give and support one another, because it's not about each of us individually rising. It is about us as a community rising. And that is what we exemplify here, especially at United Latinas. So just wanted to plant those seeds, that if somebody asks you for something, you may not have the answer, but open up, going into our hub, or going into our chats on LinkedIn, and saying, hey, does anybody have this? Or can anybody support this? Or I know someone who's in need and is looking for this. We want to be a space where people are finding resources, and people can give more, because giving feels good. Giving feels good. So
Yeah.
the more we give,
And
the more we get back.
and and keep in mind that we are here to amplify your voice, to amplify your impact, to amplify, your wisdom, because I love what you're saying, Sandra, and I think you and I have talked about it many times, in terms of, we think that we need to start from scratch, or we don't think, we just feel like we need to start from scratch all the time. But if we come together, sharing the knowledge, sharing the wisdom, sharing the access, sharing the resources, we don't have to reinvent the wheel again and again and again. The collective power and wisdom of this community is just, I'm always in awe by hearing all of the stories that we all have, and it's just these small moments of, oh, have you thought about this, or let me connect you with here, or let me share with you this, that can really create, maximize the impact and the the value that we bring to others. So I think about United Latinas as that amplifying, that amplifier, that connector, and for that, I'm grateful to have this amazing community, that we're just all giving. We're
Yeah.
just all grateful and giving to each other, and that's what made us has helped us grow so much this last year.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to take it a little bit more personal, like when I think about the things that I'm grateful for this year, so much within United Latinas. And my son, of course, who I haven't seen in a couple months, but he came over yesterday. We're spending the holidays here in New Jersey. And, he's just, I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him. And he's just amazing. And my brother in law, I don't want to get emotional, but I might be. My sister needed help because my brother-in-law's car has been parked here since he's been deceased for a couple of years now, and nothing has been touched, and the car hasn't. It's brand new Lexus, and the car's just been sitting there for years. Literally, it's a spotless. Pero she couldn't get the car on, so my son came over and helped. He put a new battery, filled up the tire. She was able to pull it out, and now they're going to sell it. So, she can give that money to my niece for college. Pero we got in the car, he got in the car, and he turned the car on, and then Biggie was playing in the thing, and just remembering my brother-in-law and just how he was with his car. Siempre estaba with Jeremy, oh my God, since a little boy, he loves cars y todo eso. And we both were just crying for a minute, because losing the people in our lives that sometimes, mean so much and remind us of memories that are just beautiful. I think because we all have personal stories. So, there's many of us that are dealing with loss, aside from celebration, there's a lot of these things that happen. We all have stuff that's happened, right? You lose people in your life that mean so much. And I'm just grateful. My sister was tremendously grateful. She's like, Sandra, you don't understand the weight that has been taken off my shoulders. Now that car, I can now sell it, and it's worth, it's prime. Pero, I just, sometimes you wish, your lost loved ones are with you. Pero just remembering that unites us. We're still all human. We're still experiencing sadness and levels of those things. So I'm sure, many of our, listeners and members have all gone through some form of that, whether it's losing a parent or losing a loved one. But I want you to know that there is a community to sometimes talk that stuff out, right? Because you can't hold that stuff in, because it's only going to perpetuate more sadness. It did for me for many years. But finding a space where other people could understand, and it's okay to share, I'm going through something hard and I need just a conversation. I need someone that understands my culture, that understands certain things. And we are that space for many women. And I'm grateful for all of that. I'm grateful for being a space that is an ear to many women, and grateful for the people in my life that, just that we're surrounded with, that just remind us of our humanness. So, yeah, that's my
I love that you bring that up, because um, I think many of us sometimes are expected to feel a certain way, or to be a certain way, to show up a certain way. And to your point, sometimes we can't, right? We have so many emotions, so many personal things that we're going through, that we can't put a finger on what it is. And we feel that we need to, everything that we say has to be perfect. And sometimes we can't, we don't know how, and it's okay. It's okay to know that you can just say, today, not a good day. I don't know what it is, but today I'm just going through, not a good moment, and not feel like you're going to be judged. And I know that I can talk to you, Sandra, and I can talk to our board, and I can talk to many of our members, and just say, no, today's not going well, but somebody will come in and will just cheer us along. And that's, I think that's important, especially to your point, when we're going through family stuff, that has been very, very hard. And some of us can't talk about it. Maybe next year.
Yeah.
But I know at least that I have you, and I have our board that will hold space for me, and for that I am grateful.
Yes. Would love to hear what you guys are grateful for. Cecilia, Maribel, Marcela, Perla from Mexico City.
Perla, hi. Yes, so exciting. So exciting
You
to
guys
have all
great
of these
people.
together. We're going to see more in a couple of weeks. For those of you that are going to, if anybody here is going to New York in a couple of weeks to the event from Hispanic Star, and we are all human. We're going to be there, so let us know so that we can get together on the night of December 9th. We're going to put something. So just let us know, reach out to us so we can go be a good group of people, of Latina, powerful Latinas.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Yes. So we will be celebrating and celebrating our community again, like we did last
Yes.
week. Where
Yes.
everybody felt like the energy was dope and beautiful and loving and understanding. And these are the spaces that make us thrive, right? Like for sure, these are spaces that allow us to feel seen and feel heard.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
no, definitely.
And for 2025, know that we have a lot of things going. And if you need anything in 2025, let us know as well, because we can help. Many of the things that we've done are because they were ideas from some of our members, and now they've come to life. We have our conference being planned out for March and April, so hold the date in terms of, something's coming up for March or for end of March, beginning of April. It's going to be our in-person conference. We're very excited about that. We are going to continue to launch chapter events. We have Atlanta, we have Chicago, we have New England, we have Jacksonville, and we have several others brewing as well. If you want to launch a chapter, reach out to us, let us know. We are going to be focusing on that as well. We have our public speaking programs. We have one that's going to kick off at the beginning of next year. I mean, we'll continue to have our monthly speaker club sessions. However, this is going to be a more formal program. So that's going to happen. We're going to have our leadership program as well. So stay tuned for that. And we're going to have a lot of individual coaching and support and access for those small business. So for those of you that have small businesses, so that you can thrive and you can continue to grow, we'll have that available as well. We're right now in the process of finishing our book 4 for Extraordinary Latinas. We have 18 amazing authors, and that's going to launch in March. So stay tuned for that as well. What else do we have? I feel like we have so many things that
We have
we've
a
been
lot of things.
planning.
Follow our pages, you'll get them. Be part of our community. We're always sharing that stuff. So and we're adding some new things. So that will be, so long as you guys are subscribed to our community and are joining, definitely join. If you're not, I don't know, Perla, if you particularly are inside our Mighty Hub, but for those of you who are listening, make sure that you're engaged in our Mighty Hub community. We'll put the link in the chat of this. But that is a great space to share, to connect, to find other Latinas. There it is. To find other Latinas to connect with, especially those that are near you. Community is everything right now. It is absolutely everything. I mentioned this last week. We need to absolutely stop feeling like we're alone. There are communities. United Latinas is definitely the community that you should be part of. But it's important to be engaged. Get engaged, and you'll see all of our events and everything that we have going on. We're always adding new things. So
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
know.
Awesome. Well, we are very grateful for your support, for your trust, for, just being here with us. We just hit 5,000 members last week. We're grateful for that. That's exciting because we're
5,040 to be exact.
oh, 5,040 community members strong and growing, and the amazing stories that that all of you share with us day in and day out of just what that community means to you. We're deeply, deeply grateful. This is for you, right? This is just for you. So stay, feel welcome. Know that this is a group that will always support you no matter what. And just thank you so much. What can we say? It started as a small idea, and now look at where we are. That's what happens when powerful Latinas come together.
Yes, yes. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Definitely, if you watch this afterwards, share what you're grateful for. We want to know. We want to spread that gratefulness, gratitude, gratitude attitude. So that we infect others to be grateful for the things in their life, the little things, the big things, and the community that we've built. So we will see you guys next week.
Absolutely, we
Yeah.
will. And for those of you that are going to be in New York in a couple of weeks, let us know so that we can include you in the event that we'll be or in just coming together on December 9th in New York. So thank you, everybody, and wish you all an amazing day of gratitude, and hope all the best for the remainder of the holiday season, and sending you a big hug if we don't see you or talk with you before the end of the year. But we'll still be here for a couple more weeks to celebrate together. Thank you, everybody.
Take care, guys.